Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Ba-da-dum-ba-dum-ba-da-da. Ba-ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Alright, I think we are all set and ready to go. Sure seems that way anyway. Hello, travelers of the internet. Welcome back to Guardian Studios. Or if you are new to the channel, hey there, and welcome to you. My name is JGuardo1, and I am your host, your guide, and your humble bard into the worlds virtual and fantastical. And I am very pleased to welcome you all back to the channel, or, in the case of the newcomers, welcome you fresh to the Guardian Studios experience. Hey there, Ryan. Good to see you, my man. Glad you can make it to the stream, dude. Alright, so we are diving back into the world of Galabor, my friends, where we have finally completed the project. Ow. Owie. Sorry about that. As I was saying, we have finally completed the project of the Hobbit Hole and the guest Hobbit Hole. Or at least, we've done as much in them as I really feel like we need to do right now. I'm doing pretty good, Ryan. How you doing? You doing alright? I hope so, man. I truly do. I hope so. I hope everybody else is doing okay out there, too. So, the Hobbit Holes are done, as far as I'm concerned. There is some furnishing to do. There are chimneys to make for both the main Hobbit Hole's living room and kitchen, and also for this building's living area. It ought to have a furnace, a fireplace, and a chimney. And we still have a kitchen to furnish, living room to furnish, but those aren't exactly necessities at this point. The true necessities are what are inside the Hobbit Hole, and those are all taken care of. The only issue with the Hobbit Hole now is storage, which I have come to learn that the Copper Age is dropping September 30th. So my plan at this point is, on the 30th, I will update this world to the newest version, to the Copper Age version, and then we shall make use of the Copper Golems to help us build up a new storage system. Oh man, Ryan, I hope you get better, my man. I truly do. I hope you get better, and that you get better soon. As far as I am aware, Ryan, that is when the Copper Age goes live, is on the 30th. Which, yes, considering it is past midnight for you, yeah, it'll be tomorrow for you. For me, it's still 2 days off. Hey, Leo! Good to see you, dude. Glad you can make it to the stream. How you doing? Doing alright? I don't blame you, Ryan. If you're feeling that ill, you're feeling that down on it, from the flu and all that, then yeah, I would definitely stay home if I was feeling that bad. Glad to hear it, Leo. Glad to hear it. Alright, I need to see what kind of logs I have. There are specific logs I want. Excuse me. For the plan I have for tonight's session. And if you're wondering what the plan for tonight's session is, well, it's actually pretty simple and straightforward. I want to build some docks. Why? Well, we've got one partially built over at the back door of the Hobbit Hole. If we come over here, you can see it right over here. The plan had originally been to have that, but once I saw that this land kind of just ended, I realized that was what was going to happen, whether I liked it or not. Hey, thank you for saying that, Leo. Oh, Rayman? Oh, Rayman Raving Rabbids. Huh. Yeah, I don't know anything about that game, except that that's where the Rabbids come from. Yeah, I wanted to build a dock for quite some time, and it's not going to be the only one. I'm going to build a couple of them. We're going to expand on the one at the back door of the Hobbit Hole, which also serves as a dock for the guest house. But we're also going to eventually end up making some more docks, as well as an actual port. Yeah, you may recognize that notion. I'm going to be reviving some old projects on this world. Oh, yeah! Yeah, see, the Hobbit Hole technically has a back door. The one that you keep seeing me go in and out of, that's the front door. The guest house has 3 doors. Technically, all of them are... Technically, 1 front door and 2 side doors. That's one of the side doors. But down here, on this platform, there is a back door for the main Hobbit Hole, the main house. And it's fully set up and everything. I do have to furnish my bedroom at some point, but I'm not presently too worried about that. So we're going to end up building a dock off the back door of the Hobbit Hole, which will also serve as the dock for the guest house. No worries, Ryan, no worries. Things have been kind of up and down for the projects of this world sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of what exactly we're working on. But yeah, my plan is to set up a, to set that up, the dock for the back of the Hobbit Hole. I may end up making more backdoor type openings into the Hobbit Hole. We'll see. Hello, Echo Arc! The wall? If you're talking about the wall as in from one of our previous worlds that you helped build, that may happen one day, but I'm not sure when. If you're talking about a subscriber wall, then we actually already have one of those. You were talking about the wall as in the big project wall. Yeah, the kingdom wall may be revived as well if I end up deciding to do another kingdom attempt. Although, on that go-around, I'll probably build the town itself first, and then work on the wall as a bigger project. I'm going to be trying to take things one smaller project at a time for the most part. Oh, I'll sprinkle in bits of bigger projects, but taking things one step at a time seems to be better for me in terms of being able to focus on what I'm doing. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. Echo Arc. I actually only just found out about that, and yes, I'm excited for that. I actually meant to record my reaction to it, but then I stumbled on a mumbo-jumbo short that spoiled it for me. So I am very much looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to the new update when it does come. The Mounts of Mayhem. But we shall see how well it goes. That wouldn't be unappreciated, Ryan. That would be very cool. I would appreciate you doing that if you get the time. If you get the time. But only when you have the time and you feel up to it, my dude. Do not feel like you have to do it, okay? Only do it if you want to and you feel up for doing it. Because some inspiration might be good. Yeah, Mounts of Mayhem is sounding like it's going to be really good already. We've got a couple of new mounts coming to Survival. One of which has technically been part of the game since a pretty long time ago, and people have been wanting it to be brought into the main game. Well, Mojang's finally making a move to make it happen. The zombie horse is coming to vanilla for anybody who hasn't seen the Minecraft Live yet. If you haven't seen it, go take a look. It's always got cool information about what's coming. But we're also getting an aquatic mount about stinking time called the Nautilus, which some people are theorizing it might give us the it might give Nautilus shells if you breed and farm them, but I personally do not expect that to be a thing. If it is, then that's cool. That gives us a way to farm Nautilus shells that may make it so that drowned don't have to carry them as often in order for people to farm them, you know? Because, I'm just gonna go ahead and say what I think about it. Drowned carrying Nautilus shells has always been neat, but I feel like they've become way too easy to get thanks to those guys. But at the same time, I do hope that Mojang doesn't change how you get the Nautilus shell. I hope that the Nautilus shell doesn't become farmable from the Nautilus. Because if that happens, it's, well, it's going to make it way too easy to get more Nautilus shells. I like things being a little more complicated sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I like things being able to be easy, but I don't want them too easy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly right. Exactly. Nice, Echo. Nice. Sounds interesting. But we'll also have a zombie Nautilus, which makes me a little concerned because it's meant to spawn in with the, with Trident drowned. Now, I'm wondering if it's going to be a creature that we can, ride? Like we could ride a zombie horse? If it were ever to spawn it? See, the skeleton horse and the zombie horse has never been implemented in survival. It's always been in creative, only. Skeleton horse has been in survival for a long, long time. But even though the skeleton horse only spawns naturally with skeleton archer riders, you can still get on it once the rider is gone. So I'm kind of hoping that they do the same kind of thing with the zombie horse and with the zombie Nautilus. Well, it sounds like it may change, Echo, but there's no guarantee that it is actually going to change as far as I've heard. But if they are planning to change it, then I'm concerned. Because I wouldn't want the Nautilus shell collection method to change. Hey, Ellison! Good to see ya. Glad you could make it. But on the note of the zombie Nautilus, I do hope that it is a creature that we can actually ride if we kill the rider. Like, if you take out the rider, you should be allowed to get on the darn thing and use it, like the skeleton horse. But if that ends up not being the case, then that's understandable. It's entirely understandable if that doesn't end up being the case. Still gonna hope that it will be, though. And if it does end up being that way, then hey, awesome. Oh, nice, Ellison, nice. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you can enjoy it. I have still never seen it. I don't really have that big of an interest in seeing it, to be entirely honest. Oh, wow, Ryan. Hey, if you need to go get some sleep, dude, do not feel like you gotta stay for the stream, okay? Sleep is good for your health. Sleep is good for fighting off illness. Do not feel like you have to stay for any reason, okay, man? Look out for your health first. Please. In any case, back to what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh, right. The Mounts of Mayhem update. The thing about it that I'm particularly interested to see is how the zombie horse and its zombie rider are going to behave, and the weapon that they are introducing with that update, the spear. Now, if it were me, if it were up to me, the spear would have been a weapon that you could throw, but I guess they prefer it to be a way to revolutionize mounted combat, which, if that is what they're up to with that one specifically, then hey, they're hitting the nail on the head. I'm looking forward to it because of what I hear the spear can do. Apparently, the idea with the spear is if you're on a mount, you use the spear. As long as you got the spear ready in attack position, it's going to do some damage. It's going to do some damage, and it does more the faster you're moving. So if you're like on a really fast horse or on an ice boat, goodbye, enemies. Hello, victory. Ain't nothing going to be taking you down. Ain't nothing. What is the speech pattern, J-Guard? What in the world? Well, I guess it is like a southern, kind of a southern drawl kind of thing, but yeah, not normally what I aim for doing. Oh well. Ah. Alrighty, Ryan. That makes sense. That makes sense. Once again, I started to forget that you are not, or that you're under the weather. Again, I really, really hope that you end up feeling better soon, dude. It is no fun being sick. No fun. I got stuck with the, well, I once got sick with that nasty thing that's been running around for the past couple of years, and it was not fun. If the flu is anything like that, then ouch, and I'm extra hopeful that you get better soon. Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear you enjoy my streams enough to stick around when you're feeling ill. I do appreciate that, my man. Again, I do hope that you prioritize your health and that you get better soon, but I appreciate the support. Let it never be said that I don't appreciate your support, dude. Ow. Now that's the thing that's going to become problematic for me with the introduction of the zombie Nautilus and the fact that Trident Drowned are supposed to be spawning on it. Is that going to be specifically how they spawn now? The Trident Drowned? Because if so, then I'm even more hopeful that we can ride the zombie... what's the thing? Nautilus. But if that does end up being the case, which I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't end up being the case, that's going to stink. And it's also going to make things way more complicated, which I'm not looking forward to. I already have enough trouble with the Trident Drowned. Yes, exactly, Ryan. Particularly the one that was, particularly one that caused such a big scare for a while there. I don't want to say which one it is. I don't want to say specifically what it is. I don't like thinking about the darn thing. But it's bad. It is a bad sickness. Okay, I'll just go ahead and say it. COVID. No worries, Ellison. Sorry you don't get to continue watching your movie, but I do thank you for having dropped by. I truly appreciate it. And I hope to see you again soon. I truly, truly do. I hope we see you again soon. I'm excited too. I'm excited too, Ryan. Hey, that's a good attitude to have. Always stay positive. That is probably the best attitude that you can have. No matter what ails you, you do your darn best to stay positive. My perspective is this too shall pass. It'll be a pain in the neck until it does, but this too shall pass, and once it does, everything will get better. Hopefully. But yeah, I am very much looking forward to the update. If for no other reason than to see how the spear plays as a weapon. I understand it's got two modes, the jab and the charging attack, where you would use it while on a mount. Hey, no worries, Ellison. Life is a busy mess. Instead of life being business, it is a busy mess. I understand this very well, so don't feel bad about not being able to be here for all the streams, okay? No matter what happens, remember, real life comes first, and I appreciate everybody who shows up, no matter how long or how often you show up and get to stick around, okay? I want to make sure everybody who watches this knows that. Your guys' support means way more than I can say, so I appreciate any and all support that I can get. And if you can't be here all the time, not a big deal. You come when you can. Real life comes first. The virtual life will be here when you've got time to indulge. I think I know what it is too, Ellison. 3, 2, 1. Chicken jerky! Oh, I love it. I gotta admit, don't have a big interest in seeing it, but I can appreciate some memes that have been made out of the Minecraft movie, both before its release and since. Mostly before, though. Most of the memes got made by Mojang as they were doing the trailers. You know, I actually would love to do some kind of thing for the 31st of October, admittedly. I don't know if it would technically be a Halloween special. I'm not really, I don't really do Halloween. The whole... It's become... How do I say this? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Halloween, I always felt was supposed to be about just fun and harmless pranks and silliness, but over time has become more and more focused on just the idea of scaring people. Not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of focus on scaring. Pranking is one thing. Scaring outright, that hits totally different to me. And so, my interest in Halloween itself has faltered. My interest in the whole costuming thing and certain aspects of that, still very strong. Still very strong. But I would be happy to do some manner of Halloween / October celebratory video of some kind. That wouldn't be against my interests, so to speak. At least, not necessarily, anyway. Anyway, do I like this? Because what I'm going for right now is more of a fishing dock than a boat dock. I want to do the fishing dock, or I want to do a fishing dock somewhere around here. You know, maybe I could do this as the boat dock. And then a fishing dock I can do over here, off of my little spot here. See, my plan is if I do a fishing dock, I want to put a fisherman villager inside of a little hut at the end of the dock, at the shore end of the dock. Oh, happy to do so, Ryan. Happy to do so. I will say that one of the main city-type projects I'd like to do is build a port town somewhere along the way. I've tried to do one before, but I kinda... I got too ambitious too quick and burned myself out way too fast on just the idea. Yeah, I tend to do that a lot. But some help designing such a town might be nice, if you wouldn't mind, and if you can spare the time. Again, focus on your recovery first. Focus on your recovery first. That is the big thing for you, my friend. Please focus on recovery first. Yeah, I do think I'm going to end up putting... I think I'm going to put the boat dock over here, and I'll put a fishing dock over there, and make it with different materials. I think that would be kind of smart. And it would add something for us to look out at from the Hobbit holes through the windows. Or at least through the ones that look at the sea here. Which, admittedly, only a couple of them actually do. And neither one of them is my bedroom. I gotta admit, it bugs me that I couldn't end up making my Hobbit Hole bedroom look out at the sea. That was something that I wanted to do. I wanted to make it so that my Hobbit Hole bedroom could look out at the sea. Instead, it's my guest house rooms that do that, and my library. Totally makes sense, Ryan. Totally makes sense. Again, sorry that you are under the weather like that. Yeah, if I clear away these trees over here and those there, that one there, I should have a nice view of the dock and what I plan on building there. I plan on I'm bringing back an old friend, if I can, with the projects I'm going to be building here. Actually, several old friends from several different worlds. Old friend mostly referring to builds from old worlds. I firmly intend to bring back some stuff. I'm also thinking we should get our little helper outside of the Hobbit Hole and get him to scoop up some sugarcane for us. Pretty sure... Yep, he's still stuck inside. I had a feeling he was. Come on, little dude. Come on, little guy. Little guy. Eventually, I do have to get one of the allays name-tagged Little Guy, because I like calling them that. I like calling them that. And I can have one that's like a prime allay that I keep as the main backup kind of thing, so that if we ever have one, if we have any die, we can use the original little guy to spawn in new ones to replace any that we lose. A clock design outline? Oh, okay. If you mean like a clock tower kind of thing, yeah, I'd like that. I'd like to add a clock tower to some of my town plans for down the road. Also, I do want to say that I already plan on remaking everything that we make on this world in Java with mods one day. But I can't say precisely when that time will come. It might be something that I try to do on the side as each major project is finished up, though. Because I do feel like I would enjoy doing something like that. Alright, so I want to finish up this dock over here first. And then we can get on with the fishing dock. Docks and projects. That is the name of the stream, because those are the topics of discussion. The dock that we are currently building, and the projects that will come after the docks are done. Which, again, most of them are going to be me bringing back old friends, old projects from previous worlds. Some of them very familiar, some of you guys may not recognize at all, because they came after you first joined us. But I can assure you, all of them have significance for me. Well, if it can be set up to be able to do that with vanilla redstone, that would be awesome. To have a fully working clock tower in that it can actually ring bells when the time, at a certain time of day, that would be nice. Hello, Musso Animations. Musso? Please let me know how you prefer to have your name pronounced. I would be happy to hear how you actually prefer to have your name said. Same goes to everybody else. If I at any point seem to be butchering your name, just let me know what you prefer, how you prefer it to be said as best you can. And I will do my level best to say it in the way that you actually prefer it. Wow, we're getting a few people here. Nice. That is awesome. That is very awesome. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. That'll do. Yep, that'll do. Saw this trick a long time ago, and I've been using it ever since for docks like this. You take a darker wood color of log and use it, or planks, and use it for the post at the bottom. No worries there, Ryan. No worries. I do appreciate you throwing out that little nugget. That is actually very helpful in the event I ever need something else to refer to you as. I can always throw the G's in on your name if I need to. I appreciate that. Alright, we'll put away these cacti, that oak sapling, the sugarcane, and I want to get this dirt out of my inventory. And then I want to get some sticks. 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 Where are the sticks? Show me the sticks. Nah. Nah, your name isn't hard. Your name isn't hard. Oh, boy. Alright, let's see. Okay, I can make a bunch more campfires now. Good. I like the idea of using campfires for this fishing dock. Kind of burning through my coal supplies here, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm not so okay with burning through my log supplies, but... Oh, you got a joke? Hey, you know how I am. You know how I am with jokes. As long as it's family friendly, I'm okay with it. Feel free to share. I want fence posts. I don't know if I'm actually going to use them, but I want them. The beautiful thing I've learned about campfires since they got introduced, you can put them out using a shovel. Yeah, once upon a time I didn't know that. Funny enough, it was Grian that revealed it to me. Watching Grian's videos back during, I want to say it was season... I'm blank here. Oh! Season 8, I think. No, not season 8. Season 7, I think. Whichever one had the mycelium resistance. Have you heard of the funny egg? Yeah, he was cracking. Ha! Oh no. Oh, that was bad, dude. That was bad. That was bad. My goodness. But yeah, by watching Grian's video, I figured out that you can use a shovel to put out campfires. You don't have to rely on water and water buckets or water bottles to do it. You can just break out the shovel and do it. Hey, no worries, dude. No worries, Ryan. But up until about that time, I would have never thought of using these things as a building block. But since then, I realized it's actually pretty clever. It's actually a very clever thing to use them for. Use them for docks and platforms like that. It's actually pretty smart. Now, what's not smart is trying to use fences to connect to them as a support structure, because they do not mesh, apparently. They do not connect. I should not be surprised. They're slab-like, and I don't think slabs connect to these things, do they? Yep, nope, see? No, they don't. Turn it into a full block, and they do. But as long as it's not a block, they don't connect. So, back to the old stand. Logs. I kind of expected that, though, to be honest. I kind of figured I'd end up having to use logs. I was just hoping I wouldn't have to. So this is our fishing dock. Pointed out to the sea, nice and peaceful. Not exactly visible from the front door, especially not right now. So it doesn't really work as I intended it, but this little spot here is going to end up getting removed eventually. Hey, nice, Ryan! Last I looked, we were sitting comfy on 1,066. But that was a little while back. I may have to double check it later. But thank you for asking, my friend. Thank you very, very much. Alright, I want to use that and make... Yeah, I kind of want to make a little, like, cobble porch for this fisherman shack. And I think I also want to do this. Kind of want to put a guardrail so that it's expected you'll fish at the end of the dock instead of off the side. Yep, I thought I heard a drowned. How's that look? Does that look okay? Or should I lower the fences? I can lower the fences. I may end up lowering the fences. I may try to get more of these firefly bushes. Spread them around some more so we get more fireflies in the area. Because I like the fireflies. I like the little firefly specks moving around through the skies. Moving around in the air like little moving stars. I like that. I like that. But yeah, I want to do a little fisherman hut over here that would that's basically going to be housing a fisherman villager, with the idea being that he's the one that would give visitors to the dock some fishing gear if they didn't have any. Kinda got the idea from real life, kinda getting it off of another video game. A video game that I actually really love, and I hope that maybe one day I can do some videos on for the channel, but we'll see if that ever happens. Unfortunately, there's a lot of games that I can't really do on the channel. Copyright reasons. if it's not copyright, then it's a matter of I would want to get the complete experience. And the complete experience, not exactly easy to share on here. At least not as far as I've heard and read. But, such is life. Alright, so we got that set up. Ow. Ow, 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 my ear. Oh, my ear. But I am seriously thinking I want to do a little fisherman's shack right there so that I can actually put a fisherman guy inside of it and buy fresh fishing rods off of him if I ever break whatever ones I end up using. Because I'm going to end up having to get a fishing rod figured out at some point. There's no buts about it. There's no way around it, no avoiding it. Eventually I'm going to want a fishing rod. I know this about me. Eventually I will want one, so that I can have one for use with the task of actually fishing for certain treasures. Now, do I necessarily need those treasures? Probably not. Most of the treasure you can get from fishing, I probably don't need anymore. But I won't say it wouldn't be useful. I did say it was going to be a small fishing hut, didn't I? Yeah. When I said small, I did actually mean small. I didn't mean for it to be this small, but plans change. It's like I said before about life. Life is a messy business. It is a business of mess, and it's just going to keep on being that. The best thing you can do is just roll with the punches. Is it easy? No. Worth it? Sometimes. Necessary? Oh, yeah. And is it necessary for me to go on about it? Not really. But that's not going to stop me. No, I'm the one that's going to stop me. Anyway, my plan is to put an iron door here so that the guy doesn't run away. Put a barrel in part of the wall so that he sticks around, and so I've got somewhere to store some things over here. And then I'll make sure there's a bed inside so that he doesn't have any issues, so that he'll continue to replenish his trades. Because again, I want the guy to be able to sell me new fishing rods in the event whatever one I end up getting happens to break. Plus, it might be nice to be able to get cooked fish from the guy every once in a while. I doubt I'm going to use it. I mean, I've got infinite automatically prepare chicken. What do I need what you would offer for? You want to know a gross kind of a fact about Minecraft llamas? You know those spit... You know when they spit at you? That spit attack? You can actually repel it. Found that out a while back. You will never be able to look at Minecraft llamas quite the same now, will ya? You're welcome. Yes, I did share that fact specifically just to be kind of weird. It was a fact that kind of grossed me out. Consider this my little pre-October joke on everybody. Sharing a fact that is kind of yuck. I gotta get my fun in somewhere, right? Right. Don't answer that. Anyway, back to business. I want to put a pale oak. I want to put a log. I want to put logs at the corners. And then I want to do a pale oak awning, so to speak, for this thing. Although I'm not so... Well, not awning, but roof. I know, I'm kind of messing up my words a lot tonight. I don't know why. I think I might just be tired, but not too tired to play. Not too tired to play. Where do I have any more pale oak? I know I've got pale oak around here somewhere. I just saw some. Where did I see it? Good grief. I know I did. I know I saw pale oak. Well, it's not that big of a deal. I've got a pale oak growing right up top sides. We can go break down the leaves and then chop up the tree. And that is why we use the fortune hoe on pale oak. To make sure we get back as many saplings as we can from the tree. That's half the reason that you make sure you have a fortune hoe. Because the darn thing is massively helpful when you're dealing with getting more saplings. Jungle especially. Yeah, I mentioned this on a previous stream sometime back. Jungle saplings actually have a lower rate of being produced from decaying leaves than any other sapling in the whole darn game. I don't understand why Mojang never changed that. But it's been that way since jungle trees were implemented. Kinda stinks. But there you go. So if you didn't know that yet, now you do. Now you do. I think that kind of works as a fishing hut. It's a little weird looking, but that's mainly because of the the way slabs behave in the game. This would look a lot better if slabs could actually be piled onto each other while being of different kinds. Does that make sense? Like, you take an oak slab, you put it on the bottom. You can take a pale slab and put it on top, and they both occupy the same block space. There are times I wish that was a thing in vanilla. I know there's modded Minecraft stuff that makes it possible, but that's Java. You can't get that on Bedrock. So sad. That's not sarcasm either. That is genuinely sad to me. But, meh. What are you gonna do? One barrel. Good. Good. Trap doors. That's partly to help keep baby zombies from getting in there and getting at the villager when we put him in. Partly to serve as the window where you would go up to get service from whoever's manning a shop, you know? Kind of like that. Hang a lantern on that fence post. That'll do. Yeah, that'll be good. Ah, my eye. That is a lot of bones. Oh, I know why there's a lot of bones there. For a second, I was about to ask why there were so many bones. I know why there are so many bones. It's my fault. I brought those bones up from the, from the grinder. I can't remember if it's the skeleton specific grinder or if it was from the double dungeon grinder. Either way, that's a lot of bones. We will never run out of bone meal. Also, I'm thinking I may go back to using the double dungeon mob grinder, simply because while the baby zombies are frustrating, I feel like it might have been faster. I think it was faster at grinding down the mobs, just in general. Of course, that's because more mobs were spawning at a time, because two different spawners are two different kinds of mobs. If it had been two skeleton spawners or two zombie spawners, it would not have worked as fast as it does. Alright, so all I need now is an iron door and a bed, and buttons to be able to open the door, and then a fisherman to get put inside. So we're almost done with this particular dock project already. Nice. I love it when it's quick. And I love it when I win. And if a project is completed, that's a win. Matter of fact, when a project is actually successfully completed, that is a big win. a very big win. But this project is still a little ways off from being completed. I gotta get a fisherman over here. Which is not necessarily the easiest thing in the world. Not necessarily the easiest thing in the world. I would need to get... I'd need to bring a villager all the way over from one of the nearby villages. And the first one that I think of is right over that way. Which I don't want to take villagers from there because most of them are tradesmen that I've already locked in good trades with. I don't want to risk those. I don't want to risk messing those up. Oh well. This dock should provide plenty of room for me to set up a recreation of an old friend. Sorry, guy. You had nothing of interest from me when you offered me stuff earlier, so goodbye. I may have to move a bunch of my wolves somewhere else because there are a lot of them, and I think they might be too many right now. I've determined I'm not too fond of the fences. At the very least, not there. That still stops me, right? Yes, so that's good. That'll work. That'll work. Now I just need to get the fisherman and the iron door. Oh, and the bed for the fisherman. You know what? I'll just take this spare bed that I've got over here and toss it inside. Does me a service for the current for the time being. Makes so that I've got a bed with shelter out here. See? Alright, but with that, I think that's gonna do it for this session. Yeah, I think that'll do for this session. I technically do have one more dock I'm gonna have to build for the purposes of what I'm working towards right now. Ooh, Trident Boy! Get wrecked! Haha, what'd he drop? Oh, just the Nautilus shell. Again, really hoping that those don't change in terms of how you get them. But if they do start dropping from Nautilus, or Nautiloy, or whatever you want to call them, then I really, really hope that it's like a super rare drop from them. That it's not something you can get easily. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to call this session to a close, guys. So thank you everybody so much for watching, both those of you who watched live and those of you who ended up watching after the fact. I appreciate you guys so much, and all the support that you show the channel means way more to me than my words can express. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I really do hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, please be sure to let me know by leaving a like and a comment, subscribing if you have not already done that, checking out the About page for links to other pages with more content and more ways to support the channel, sharing the channel with your friends who you think might enjoy the content, and of course, by turning on them notifications so that you don't miss the next stream or video. How you do that? Just smack the bell. There it is. And with that all being said, thank you once again for watching. I am JGuard01, your guide, your bard, and your humble host into the worlds virtual and fantastical. And I'll see you all next time right here on Guardian Studios. Bye!